Hi and welcome to another tutorial. Today we will doing the watch band or watch strap. It isn't as difficult as you might think, but I just show you some steps that you will get along. And also with doing the seam here and all the holes and the form, I think it should help you. Okay, I prepared a seam. And I also prepared a project. You should also do this. I have here my Watchband project, and in the source images I have my JPEG, and I also loaded the image here. So we will start with the cube and sections in this direction, and I just get right into it. The first thing I will do is get the form up here. And for that I do some extrudes. My Maya is a little bit slow today, I think. Scale it in this direction. Do another extrude with the G key on the keyboard. My middle mouse button don't work quite well. Be sure that you don't scale it in the thickness. And do a last extrude. So I switch here my view to X-ray so that I see through, because of the seam here. I will also prepare my geometry to do to work with this later on. And what I want is that my edges are moving along this seam that you have here. Okay. My image isn't perfect, and so be sure that you don't. I just switched here this too much to the side, so that it is aligned, or it stays aligned. And for that I need another edge loop here, and you see my image is out of but I keep on working that it is parallel. Okay, we will bend the watch band later on, and for the bending we will use the bend deformer, and we will need some subdivisions for this. And I just think I will do the holes before, and later on we will add some more divisions where we need it, because here for the holes we need a lot of subdivisions. I'll try to do this as fast as possible. So we need some edge loops, and I set one edge loop. Oops, I have multiple edge loops in. Relative distance. So I put one edge loop here at the top at the first hole, and another edge loop here at the top of the last hole. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And actually, because I have 7, the doubled edge loops would be 14, but I need 13. So just -1. And then I click here inside. And what happens is I have an edge loop at every top part. And because the distance here is more than here the edge loops were set. Okay, the last I have to do manually, but what I can do now is I take every I was in the tool. So back to vertices. Take every second row of vertices and just push it to the top. So now I have the perfect distance, and for the last one I set a manual one, but be careful that the options are set back to relative from distance so I don't get a lot of multiple edge loops. And I think I have to adjust this a little bit. Okay, then I need another edge loop here. So, and for that I do also multiple edge loops and take 2 because I want them centered actually. Okay, they aren't perfect centered, so I take my vertices and I scale them down a little bit because they are, but I don't push this to the side because my image is a little bit not that straight, so when I move this I think this will be fine. And now I go back to my perspective view. I just push my image out of the way so I can see, okay, everything's fine here. And now I delete my holes. And of course I can delete the holes on the other side and then do a bridge, but actually a little bit faster version would be if I just delete my bottom edges, my bottom faces, take all the faces and extrude them up or down, it depends on where it's gray. And so I have my perfect holes here inside. When I go to the 3 mode, okay, it's maybe a little bit more definition here. That means for me, I will do actually a cut. I need another edge loop here. And I want my life to be a little bit easier. Now I go to this view. And because I want edge loops actually everywhere, I just do this with a cut. When I first have to activate my object mode and select the object, and then I go to mesh tools, multi-cut. And what I want is an edge loop at the top, and at the bottom. Okay, it wasn't so perfect, so just take the whole row and push it up a little bit. And what happened is that with this cut I have edge loops on every corner, and so this stays a lot sharper, but I still need more edge loops. the one part here, and also my holes are too round, because when you look at the image it's not so perfectly round. So the first thing I will do is, where's my inside edge loop? Oops. I insert another, oh, there was multiple edge loops still in my program, but this is quite fine because I need these edge loops anyway afterwards when I want to bend my geometry. And I still don't like this area here, so I will fix this first because this just looks stupid. Yeah, much better. And for my holes here, I will use also the insert edge loop tool with multiples of 2. And when I set, they're always set perfectly in the middle, and so my my roundness will be a little bit less round, and I like this style much more. And here, and I think you don't have this edge loop, I will delete this. And then insert. So now I have my perfect holes everywhere. And the next step is I will check my top part here, because actually I don't want all the edge loops go here to this peak point. So check your vertices that they look nice, and what I want actually is that I will delete, and I just deleted, but you see they are still here, and now we have, of course, because they're going on the other side, so be careful what you do and don't get too confused. You can also delete the bottom half. I will do it manually here in this case. Now, there are always a lot of ways to do things. Oh, I don't want to delete that one. So, delete that stuff, delete the vertices because, okay. And here I do a merge, but be careful that now I have selected both and I have to adjust my threshold quite good, otherwise they will merge together in the top and the bottom. And oh, I deleted this one, so get rid of this. And just check my geometry. I insert here. I could also do this with merging and not deleting, and then inserting. So this looks quite okay. So be sure that your peak here is similar to mine. And now I will do a little bit of of a hole for this parts here. I think you don't have this. You might don't have this at your wrist band, but I will push these areas and also this one inside. So what I do is I need more edge loops, and I just insert one edge loop. Oh, I just check if because I don't want multiple edge loops. Yeah, relative distance from edge, because I want an edge loop. I do it here on the inside. You know that my image isn't perfect, so I have one going out here, and what I need to do is they aren't allowed to go here because I want them actually to go around there. That means I have to fix this. Be always sure that you model it just off. Yeah, so I just make sure that these are also selected at the bottom, and now I scale them a little bit. I should also take the ones from the bottom. And now I have to do a manual curve actually when I take my cut tool. Does it work? Yes. And I do this one, and I do this. Okay, you see, now I have my more or less perfect. It's selecting also the down part. So actually I don't need this on the bottom side of my wristband. So what I could do actually is that you delete the bottom edge loops. So I just deselected all the bottom edge loops. And oh, it was the wrong part. So, and that was the wrong one. Delete the vertices first, and took the wrong tool. With the target weld, I just put it to a corner so it doesn't go around the whole geometry. And I just I edge loop is going there. I need another one. Here. Just checking where now my edge loop goes perfectly around my geometry, but here I have to deselect and what I want. So yeah, I got the right ones, and now I insert, I extrude it. So now I have enough space to create the seam.